the Boston Celtics make a sneaky good move, as tonight was the second round of the NBA draft, and the Boston Celtics did not trade away their second round pick and kept not only their second round pick, they kept their first pick this year as well. Who did they draft? What type of player is this guy, and what do we expect from him in the future for the Boston Celtics? Well, we're going to talk about all of that and more here on Celtics Digest. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. I am your host, Patrick Billings, and before we get into anything, guys, we are getting closer and closer and closer to that 10,000 subscriber number. So if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel and you love all of the content we're doing here on Celtics Digest, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss any of this content. We're dropping so much for you guys in the last couple of weeks. This week as well, it's been packed. So make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss any of it. And we're talking about the NBA draft in this video. Who did they take? Did Brad Stevens actually, keep his picks this year? He did. I am shocked. I fully expected the Boston Celtics to trade back from their first round pick, trade back from their second round pick, and look for futures. But I guess it's a new Brad Stevens. He understands that they need to get some more guys in the rotation. Maybe just take some hits on some guys, see what they got, get some talents in need, and that's what they did. But before I tell you guys who they picked, I want to tell you that this video is brought to you by Prize Picks, and Prize Picks is America's #1 sports predictions app and pick app, and the best way to get on all the action. We'll dive into some crazy picks later on in the video, but make sure to download the app using the link in the description and the pinned comment, and use code DIGEST to sign up today, as new users get $50 instantly in their lineups instantly when playing your first $5, and it helps out the channel a lot. So guys, make sure you're downloading the Prize Picks app using that link in the description and use that code DIGEST. And again, Brad Stevens looking for a position of need. Who do they go out and get? Well, as a Villanova fan myself, my whole life, they go out and get someone from the Big East. That is Dillon Mitchell. This is a guy who has moved around a lot in his college career. He'd been to 3 different colleges and found a home at St. John's. So let's go into some of the measurements here at the Combine. Sadly, I couldn't find any nice pictures of this with the measurements like I've had in past videos. And here's some of the things that you need to know about his size, his age, and all that. So he's a power forward, 22 years old. This is barefoot. He is 6'6" 3/4". So with shoes on, he's about 6'8" tall, weighs just over 200 pounds, and has a 6'10.5" wingspan. And just the type of player that he is, some of these measurements aren't going to matter because he plays a little bit bigger than he is. So when we look at some of these stats here, obviously he went to Texas for 2 years, came in as a highly talented prospect, and really just didn't work out over there in Texas. Went to Cincinnati, played a little bit better over there, obviously starting a ton of games in his college career, but finishing off at St. John's, averaging 8.3 points per game, 0.7 blocks per game, 1.3 steals a game, with 3 assists, 7 rebounds per game. And the one thing about him that you're not going to be happy about is that free throw percentage, because every single year it was not very good, except for his sophomore year doing a little bit better from the line, but last year shooting under 50% from the line, and even from the 3-point, not even 1%. What is that? 0.06%. So 6% from the 3-point line. Not much of a shooter, but this is a guy that you're going to get that's going to be gritty. You're going to fall in love with him because of his athleticism. He is just truly impressive. And like I said, he plays bigger than what his measurements say. I mean, he is a pretty electric player. I'm giving a St. John's guy a lot of credit here, but this is just what he does. And if we look at some of his strengths here, his athleticism and vertical pop, like I said, high-end explosiveness as a leaper and finisher, consistent lob target and momentum play finisher, which you love to see. Having that option as a lob threat is huge. That is something that we fell in love with with Time Lord Robert Williams. We loved him as a lob threat. Having a lob threat big, someone who is very athletic, is such a good trait to have on a team, especially on some backdoor cuts and just being really fast. It opens up the offense so much more, and having this type of guy on the roster is going to be a lot of fun. So another thing he does well is transition impact. He runs the floor hard, fills lanes, creates easy offense with rim pressure and open court energy. And like I said, this goes into the athleticism. His cutting and play finishing, active mover without the ball, gets to the dunker spot, dives hard, and finishes off others. This is a big reason why he is so good and why he was able to get drafted into the NBA, because he knows the type of player that he is, and this is what he does very, very well. And I think that this will help the Celtics very much in the future. Another thing that helped him so much over this last season with Rick Pitino at St. John's is his defense versatility. He has the tools to switch across multiple positions with length, quickness, and competitive edge. And at his size, like I said, he plays bigger. He averaged 7 rebounds a game at 6'8". He's 6'6" with no shoes on. I mean, he's a little bit smaller than what, you think he is, but you would think with the amount of rebounds that he was getting, the blocks and the steals, that he'd be a little bit bigger. But he attacks the glass on both ends, quick second jump to create extra possessions, and instant putbacks. And again, like a lot of Big East players, he brings energy and dirty work value, brings physical effort and pace, screens, sprints, contests, and hustle plays. So this guy is just an absolute grinder. He is a lot of fun. He's explosive. You're going to love when he gets up above the rim because his head might hit the rim. But let's get into some of the concerns with Dillon Mitchell, as well as only a few things here, but things that will be fixed. I'm unsure of the contract right now. It could be a two-way, and he'll be able to learn a lot of these different things down with the main Celtics, which they have done an extremely good job down there with Phil Pressey. And the first thing is shooting consistency. We saw the numbers. Not a shooter. Perimeter jumper remains in question, especially from 3. Spacing value is limited until it's stabilized. Then his half-court creation, he's not a reliable self-creator. Best as a connector and finisher rather than someone who manufactures offense late in the clock. So he's not going to be one of the guys that you want the ball in his hands with 5 seconds left in the shot clock. He's really just looking, if he's at the three-point line, maybe he'll have to put one up if he has to, but he's looking for a handoff to give it off to somebody else and maybe give a hard screen to give a little bit more space. But functional strength. Needs more strength to absorb contact, finish through bumps consistently, and hold ground defensively versus stronger forwards. And lastly, role definition. Pro value will be tied into consistent, repeatable impact in a narrow role. Defend, rebound, run, finish, and make simple reads. That's all you could really ask for. The Boston Celtics have definitely been looking for some bigs, some big talent, because there's a lot of one-dimensional things that some of these bigs can do for the Boston Celtics. You got Neemias Queta. He's reliable down low. He'll get you some boards, but the Celtics are really looking for more rebounding centers and having more of a lob threat. Someone with more athleticism. Neemi is big. He gets some lobs, but someone who's athletic, who could just go up and grab something that not many players can do. Dillon Mitchell can do that for you. He's going to be scrappy. He's not afraid to get on the ground and grab the ball from somebody else. That's the type of player you're going to get, and I feel like that's something that the Boston Celtics are missing at the 4-5 spot. Maybe he could play a small ball 5, but he's going to bring that intensity, and like I said, he's going to play a lot bigger than he's actually listed at. So just the bottom line that they list here, that Mitchell is an NBA caliber athlete with legitimate defensive versatility and a clear play finishing identity. He can impact games with energy, rebounding, transition pressure, and switchability. That the type of forward has a place in modern rotations. The swing skills are shooting and strength. If he could become more a catch and shoot threat and add more functional power without losing explosiveness, he has a chance to be a serviceable two-way player at the next level. And there's a lot of things that I just touched on earlier that have come into this little excerpt. And again, I think that's a great point. If he could just become a good catch and shoot guy, maybe standing in the corner, because he's going to love those backdoor cuts and they're going to find him and he's going to dunk it on anybody in front of him, I think it creates another threat if he's able to shoot a corner 3. Someone that I'll give an example with is Sam Hauser, the total opposite type of player, right? Used to, when he came into the league, great catch and shoot guy, but he really wasn't shooting and making baskets at all three levels. Now, people see him as a threat as a shooter, and he's going to blow by you, get a one dribble pull up or a drive to the lane because nobody is guarding him down there because they don't expect it. So you could think that for Dillon Mitchell on the other side. They're going to step back on him. They're going to give him 2 steps. But if he can find any type of consistency, let's start in the corner and make 1 or 2 threes, people are going to have to respect him. And when they start respecting him, that's when he's going to go blow right past you and dunk on your center's face. And that's something that I would love to see from Dillon Mitchell to learn within these next couple of years with the Boston Celtics. And another tweet here by Keith Smith, which I absolutely agreed with too, that he's an outstanding defender, very good rebounder for his size, and he can pass the ball. The challenge is that Mitchell can't shoot, not even a little bit. Curious to see how he fits as a wing in the Boston Celtics system. And again, that is something to worry about later down the line. He's going to learn with the main Celtics how to shoot. I think that they're going to love his athleticism so much and see so many different sets that they can run, to see him on the cuts and passes, on the lobs. You guys are going to fall in love with this guy. I'm telling you, he is an electric player. But I don't know. You know, it's a second-round pick, 40th pick in the draft. You're going to just take a chance on somebody. You're going to take a chance on a veteran college player like Dillon Mitchell. And guys, like I said, I told you, I have some picks for you from Prize Picks. Remember to make sure you use the link in the description, download the app, play $5, get $50 instantly in lineups, and use that code DIGEST. And we know that the World Cup is going on. We got some big games coming up. So the first one I got for you guys is a game on Friday. It's Kylian Mbappe to have more than a half a goal. Prize Picks makes it so easy for you guys. They show the last 5 matches that they played and how many goals Mbappe scored. It's right here. In his last 2 World Cup games, he's got 2 goals. This is going to happen again. I would be completely shocked if Kylian Mbappe does not score. And that's why you look on the other side of things. They're playing Norway. Guess who Norway has? Erling Haaland. He's going to do the exact same thing and have more than half a goal for Norway. This is a big game. It's good for positioning. Winner gets first in the group. I love the big guys. They've been playing well for their teams, and they are going to do everything that they can to put their team ahead of each other. And guys, that is going to do it for this video here on Celtics Digest. Make sure you drop a like and comment down below if you guys love this pick. If not, tell me who you guys would have rathered the Celtics go out and pick. I think you're going to fall in love with Dillon Mitchell. That athleticism is in the top 1%, maybe even the top 0.5% in the NBA. He's going to be a fun player to watch. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button to get us to that 10,000 subscriber, goal. We're almost there. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss all the content we have for you guys. And I will see all of you in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Let's go Boston Celtics.